Hi, and welcome to your Yin Yoga practice. If you are watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe. That helps me out. And for Yin, typically not a lot of props are used, at least in the style of Yin that I've practiced. I have them on hand, but for the most part, I'm not going to try to grab them. So we're going to start on our back today. Go ahead, come down. And just bring your knees into your chest to start and take some circles. We'll just add a little movement before we get into it. So with Yin, we hold postures for a bit, and it helps aid in flexibility throughout our bodies. Helps maybe lengthen the joints a touch. And it allows us to see in practice to go much deeper in terms of our stretches than we normally have time to do in a typical vinyasa or hatha class. So bring your feet down to your mat and take your legs nice and long. And just know too, like right when we get into a pose, you may not feel like it's doing anything, but when we take the time to actually compare sides, you should feel a pretty significant difference. So go ahead, lengthen your left leg out and step the sole of the right foot next to the left thigh. And then open the knee to the right and take the sole of the foot inside the left leg. So if you could picture tree pose, it's like you're taking tree pose on your back versus standing. And then with the arms, you might take them overhead. Open up the chest nice. You could take them down by your sides or even rest them on your belly. But we'll just start with this gentle hip opener. It's okay if the knees up here. And just see what you can tolerate here. If you do feel like you need props up under this right knee, you can do that. But maybe start without and see how long you can be here with your breath. And close the eyes. My left leg isn't doing much. I mean, there's a little bit of pressure of the left heel down into the earth, but it's not like pressing down super actively. Let your entire back body be heavy and your face soft. Notice where your body might be holding on to some tension. You could start with a scan from your toes all the way through the crown of the head. And seeing where you might be able to create more space in your body. As your sensation maybe builds in each pose, and your mind starts to tell you that you should think about other things because you don't want to think about the opening here in the right hip. Just want you to pay attention to when you might check out and how often you check out. And just keep bringing your attention back to your breath. And then take a big breath in and exhale. You can take the hands down and support the right knee coming up toward the sky. And then take your right leg nice and long and just notice here the difference. Bend the left knee, plant the left foot down. And then go ahead, open the knee out to the left. Now this side might feel quite a bit different. Maybe there's a prop underneath the knee. You can reach your arms up overhead if you want. Soften your face, become heavy in your back body. Keep your attention on your breath, belly rising, belly falling. Notice where your body is resisting. Send the breath there. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead. Bring the left hand under the knee and draw it into the midline. And then take both knees in toward your chest. Grab behind the thighs, maybe rock and roll along the spine, and come up to a seat. Go ahead, come to cross leg. sits bones nice and heavy. You could take your hands next to the hips so you can slide your sits bones back for the pelvis to tilt forward. And then you'll come down into this fold or forward fold from your seat and let your head just drop. And you can bring your bolster here or blocks to support you here, and then remove this when you feel you could have the arms closer to the earth. Let the head hang. You could even just rest your head in your hands or rest your chin on your hands. And then once you're there, just find stillness as quickly as possible. Close your eyes and tune inside. A good way to tell is if you have more space in your body to take this further is the breath. So if it's feels like it's up in your chest, or you feel like you're not able to take in a deep inhale and exhale, you'd maybe want to come out of it a little bit, unless you feel like you can breathe through sensation and that you're not adding any kind of injury to your body. Meaning you're not feeling any numbness or tingling. Sharp shooting pain, we don't want any of that. But I'm definitely feeling sensation and I want to leave the pose right now. So that's when I know I need to stay in it. And continue to breathe. A few more rounds of breath, stick with it. Inhale, exhale. And then bring yourself up to vertical with the spine. Go ahead, just switch the cross of your legs. And if you are really tight, your legs could be way forward here. It's all good. And then come back down into stillness. Close your eyes. Steady your breath. Totally normal for this side to feel just completely different than the other side. Down through your sits bones evenly. Maybe you can take away a prop if your arms aren't all the way down. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release. And then come on up. And so now we'll do a twist. So just go ahead, uncross the legs. And you can come up here to hands and knees. Why don't we just do a round or two of cat-cow? And then come back to your neutral spine. And go ahead and bring your right thigh parallel with the top of your mat. The left leg can stack there on top. It might also slide back. Maybe you even take the left foot on top of the right. And then take the hands here to be pointing at the top of your mat. So they're pointing away from the thigh, and you'll come down to the forearms. Now remember, you can take this left leg all the way back if that feels okay here. Breathe down on your forearms. You might have your hands here up on blocks, or you'll come all the way down. And then same thing, just relax your face. And once again, see where your body might be holding on to tension or not able to yield. Become heavy. Just let gravity take over. If you want more of a twist, you might be able to start walking your arms over to the right. This will add even more stretch through your left side. Take a deep inhale and an exhale. Your hands underneath the shoulders and come on up. And then you'll just make your way up to your hands and knees. You might even notice a difference there between the sides. And then we'll take the left thigh to be parallel with the top of your mat. Your right foot might stack on top of the left, or you could take the right leg back. And then from here we add the twist, so hands come down on the mat. You could even take your belly and just help twist it so it falls down toward the mat. And then you can be on your forearms. Stretch the arms out, or even prop your forearms or hands up on blocks. And let your head just drop. You could walk your arms over to the left more, or even take this right leg more back. A few more rounds of breath. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then slowly come on back up. Come back to hands and knees. And for our last pose, we'll take the knees wide, big toes touch. Reach your arms forward, child's pose. If you want to bring this into a bigger chest opener, you can bring the hands or the forearms / wrists up on to the bolster. This will let the shoulders open a bit more. It will add quite a bit more intensity as well, so you don't need to have it there. And let the belly hang between the thighs. Forehead down. And just breathe here. You can also cross your forearms if you want a little less intensity.
Just let your belly hang. Its bones heavy, jaw soft. Anytime your mind wanders, come back to the breath. Notice where your body is resisting. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly bring your body all the way back up, torso, and come to a seat. Now, if you want, you can totally add in a Shavasana or legs up the wall pose, and your body will tell you when you need to come out. Or just join me here in your seat, eyes closed. And just notice, how does your body feel? Maybe you feel a little bit more open in your hips, a bit more length through the torso, perhaps a little bit more open in your chest. Maybe your mind was able to settle. Bring your palms together in front of your heart space. Inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.